I figured everybody would know I'm on if they could hear all the noise and all the stuff that's blocking everything everywhere. And I had a blueback pass me, so she knows I'm here. I drove around to the front twice, and the doors were open because parking is messed up around here. So, welcome to hell. Oh, that demonetized me, didn't it? Well, it's not like it matters. I don't have enough people anyway. Hi, Fuzz. Because I'm under 1,000 again, but oh well. Life goes on. So it's Tuesday. All day. Have no choice. Here it's Tuesday. Oh wow, I'm... Okay, so it's going to be a pain in the butt day, I see. Like, I'm surprised. Exchanging the gimbal. So, good night, you. So what am I talking about? Look, they're doing work on the pyramid. You can see right there, those things that look like curtains. Hi, sitting. As they're doing repair on that office right there, probably refurbishing it for someone to be able to move into it, fancy. Or they found asbestos in the ceiling. It was 72 after all. So that's what's going on with my building today. And oh, son of a biscuit. Okay, hold on, guys. You might have to go for a walk. I mean, a spin. Nope. Hey, I got it. The gimbal's vibrating. I know when the gimbal's vibrating, it means that it's not set correctly, or it's a little bit of just demagnetized. And yeah, there are a bunch of little bitty spaces like that all over the place. Nobody knows how to follow a mark. And I'm just not in the mood to get into a little bitty space and try to get back out again. So Papa Cat is beat like a dog because it's Fleet Week here. And you know what that means? That means that 5 sailors go into a goth club, and when it's Fleet Week, somebody always shows up. Somebody always shows up in uniform thinking they're hot doo-doo, and it's like they try to hit, and I said it this morning, they try to hit on the pretty girls, and the pretty girls go so, like, hiss. So, like, I was telling a friend of mine this morning, she's like, oh my god, next year we have to sit there and watch them do that. Now, then you have to take one for the team because, see, I told you they saw me the second time around. I waved both times. You have to take one for the team because you're trying to keep them dancing so they won't drink too much, because they all get rowdy when they drink too much and you don't want them in trouble. So even when I was a pretty girl sitting in a table, they all come up and, you know, the beginning of the night when they first get there and like, do you want to dance? And, aren't you guys pretty? And we just sit there and look at them and go, cat hiss, no. And then it was like, no. And then as the day went on, it was like, okay, someone's got to dance so they don't drink too much, because it's a goth club. Nobody dances in Paris at a goth club. So, oh look, more paint. I see this, ooh, look at that. That was my gimbal, like, having a hissy fit. Hold on.
That's this huge fort where it's like all in San Francisco.
Okay, if that didn't make everybody throw up. I don't remember the bar seat. I haven't seen it so long, but yeah, probably. Because, of course, the club's within walking distance of the ship that comes in on Mondays. There's at least one ship that always comes in on Monday or right before, and they're on leave, so they all rush to the closest club. And our club is the only one open on Mondays. So, yeah, they know better to be rowdy because the security guards are big. So, no, not like that. Oh my God, no. They want it to be like that, but it isn't like that. So, I think Fuzz is just trying to keep me happy today because stuff's going on, but there is a method to the madness of the title of today's before I get to anything else. It'll all connect. But also, it's like now I always think of no face when I do something inadvertently good. So this is all connected. But so yeah, looking at the paint. Let's look at some paint. But yeah, if we keep them from drinking, they'll leave relatively early, like by midnight, because they want to go drink. And they can't. Ooh, it's going to be one of those days. Did it again. Hold on. What is going on? Okay, welcome to Vertigo again, people. Let's see if this one works. It's all with the magnet in the back, I've learned. So, nope, still vibrating. It's going to let go again. Let's see, hold on. Yes, I know, we're staring at a corner. But I'm putting it on the other app, which doesn't matter on this phone because it can eat it, it won't matter. Okay. Let's go back to here and let's see. Hi, DOA is a fraud. Let's see if this works now. Because I've had theories on why it would vibrate and then fall apart or spin. You guys, there have been people who've been spinning for a while. And look, I thought I lost 3 people already. Wow. That is just freaking interesting. So, the hair is pinned back today. And I have my crazy cat lady shirt on. I washed all my Kamala shirts so I could wear them. It's like, they'll be worn out by the time the election comes around because I'm one of those freaks who has to like wash everything when I wear it constantly. It's like the first time I found out that guys didn't wash their jeans every night, it creeped me out. You don't have to stay there. You don't have to be in there. You can walk out. You can get a real life. You can do things with your real life. It doesn't matter how old you are. You can always get a job online. It's illegal to ask you your age, at least in California. Ooh, it's vibrating again. So you can do that and survive. There, I've said it for the day. God, even I know I sound weird. Hi, Adam. Oh, really? So I make sure that it mishaps all the time so I can have fickle viewers. Yes, City and Doof. Carrie Ann won't be here today. She's got class. She forgot. And she texted us. My accountant, I got hit with the invisible bug yesterday. What's the invisible bug? I'm sure you're probably making fun and I don't even know. But it made me laugh because she said she was a dork and I went, yes, dork. But it made me laugh and I really need to laugh today. So yeah, let's say it's going to be 6 today. They can all come in later. The Voice. I was watching Reese yesterday because it said goodbye or something like what's up, because I haven't really been watching her since her and Tommy started to get more intimate. It just wasn't my thing, the riffing off. So I have a membership. I just kept her membership up and just sort of disappeared. would come see occasionally. And then I saw that one yesterday, and it terrified me. Because I've heard that voice before. Where no one can see you in chat, my account only worked for a few minutes in your chat, then nowhere the rest of the day. How weird. So is that one running around? I should look that up when I get home. So yeah, I sat there and watched her whole feed, but she had that voice. I knew that voice from 30 years ago. A friend of mine was having problems with her husband, and she was pregnant, and he wasn't very good to her, and she would call me and have that voice. And it made me feel exactly the same way yesterday. I can't do a damn thing about it. I couldn't do a damn thing about it back then because her husband was the black belt in karate. So, and I lived too close, so there was nothing I could do. I heard that voice last night and said, I'm 3,000 miles away, there's nothing I can do. And I hated it. And I watched the whole thing, tensed up, which my chiropractor friend today said that, oh yeah, you were tense. And I was like, just sitting there, my mouth ajar, just going, please, let this voice change. And it's an ongoing issue. Okay, DUI is a fraud. And then when he stuck his head in, I just jumped, and I was like, and when he said basically, you know, we did it together or something, but just his voice was like, I know that voice too. That voice is, let's just agree, period, end of sentence. And I can take a side on this one because I know the voice. Sorry, the voice just, it triggered so many thoughts. I'm probably going to go home and write about it because my friend wanted to know what was going through my head at the time, and I really could never explain it. I can explain it now. And so that was, yeah, just seeing her sitting there, just letting us know if he was there or not. And her looking at her phone and talking and looking at her phone and talking. I was just, I felt like I wasn't watching it live. It was an hour late or something. And I just wanted to say, just keep streaming all night long. We're here. We'll listen. And it was just a creepy feeling up my spine that I know this voice. And there's nothing I can do about it. When I feel that useless, it makes me curl up, and I just sat there, watched the whole thing. I started when she was live because it was a live stream, and then when she stopped, but I was back behind because I didn't know what was going on. But it was, I've heard that voice, and when she says she's not going to talk to him anymore, I believe her. So it's like, that's a voice you should listen to, because something's wrong. Something is really honestly wrong, and they're trying to make the surroundings comfortable because it stays comfortable for them. I used to cry afterwards so much because there was not a goddamn thing I could do. And last night, I just sat there slightly tearing up because there was nothing I could do. She's got all these people behind her, everybody near her. It's like I'm positive that she is safe and can be safe. And from what I heard, he left. So, thank you, Fez. So it was that voice. That's why this is the voice. There was that voice. I was going to be vague about it. And it was like, nope, because I got another voice last night. A friend of mine called me. Or actually, no.
You know that person that's your friend's mom that you call mom since probably even the day you met her? I have one of those. And the friend called me, and it's not like her, especially during dinner time. So I had my watch ringing, had to go, so I ran upstairs, called her back and said, what's wrong? And I got that voice. Oh, I'm only down to 3 now. Oh, I guess they left with the Reese one. And I got that voice of I'm doing what I need to do because this is family and you talk to family. And she just sort of chuckled like when I said what's wrong, because you know, it's like, you haven't called, you're calling during dinner hour, what's wrong? So she tells me her mom is in a bad way with a big C all over. She didn't know, nobody knew. And so I proceed to make the hour that we were on the phone where I could feel comfortable enough to hang up. I made her go from the voice of I'm giving you family information to we were talking about the Gilded Age. And it was just like the voices stuck in my head. And the voices, you know, because I knew the first voice because of my friend. I knew the second voice because that's the way we're close enough that that's the way you talk to the family. I'm giving you information about the family. And I was like, I'm not going to let her hang up with that voice. So I proceeded for the next, I guess 45 minutes, the first 15 minutes were just like, And after that it was like, okay, let's start talking about something else. And we started talking about other things. We hadn't talked in a while just because of things. And then I started hearing the voice come back. The I'm relaxed, thank you, you're making me happy voice. And by the time we got off, we were talking about costume series and making jokes about have you been served and stuff like that. And we had our voices back because I did it too. I did the okay when she was telling me. And I had my family voice on. And then we finally started getting to the point where she giggles like I did. Probably just around me because you know, she has to be herself in a different way. And so at one point we're both laughing. And I'm like, okay, I can go now. Got to get ready because Papa Cat's going to leave in half an hour. So I said I'd talk to her later. I'll probably call her later or text her or something because I don't know where Mom is, what hospital she's at. I didn't ask last night because I knew I'd probably just run over there, and the easiest way to get past the only family is say you're a step. So if it's like only family, I'll just say I'm the stepdaughter, and they can't prove it or disprove it. So they don't fight, they go. So I'll probably ask her today because, of course, I want to see her. Thanks, Buzz. Now you know why when Carrie Ann said I'm a dork, I said thank you for making me smile. Because it didn't hit me last night because I was doing something. I was taking care of someone. I was more in my mind of her. And then when Papa Cat was gone, I guess I just watched goofy videos all night. I know at like 12:30 or quarter after 12 because the girls get fed later instead of them sitting there watching me. I went upstairs and started doing things. But I swear to God, I don't remember the time that I got off the phone with her and the time I went upstairs. I'm going to have to look through my YouTube and see what I watched. It's so strange. But yeah, it's like, it started hitting me this morning when I was telling my chiropractor / friend, and it's still hitting me now, and I'm at that point where I know if I stop crying or start crying, I won't stop. So it just sort of sits there in the background. And it's not that I don't want to do it in front of you guys. I don't want to do it at all. I'm busy right now. I have to get ready. I might have to stay at somebody's house overnight. You know, stuff like that. I've got to find a funeral outfit, which weirdly enough for a goth is a hard thing. And it's just hell on earth, I guess you call it. It's oh, I'll look that up. Thank you, Adam. Hi, Portland SQ supporter. Which Tiny Kittens HQ. Hi, Bob. Yeah, no, Papa Cat didn't know because we were downstairs giving boxes to a friend of ours who's moving, and they were the boxes we were actually saving for the one who called, and she finally said she's going to move back here, and I was like, we just gave away those boxes. Literally, I was downstairs when you called. It's like classic. And we were comparing our motivational places. She's like, I've got to start packing. I'm like, I have to start unpacking. Things like that. And now the phone is on all the time. The phone's on. Usually I turn the sound off at night. I'm not doing that. It's just a weird place to be. Because there's really nothing I can do except go see mom. Quote unquote mom. Thank you, hon. You're so cute. See, that's going to make me cry. And if I cry, I can't drive home. So, because he knows what's going on. And we had to meet. We have 3-story townhouse. I got to the bottom floor twice and had to come back to the second floor. I'm not one of those people who go up all 3 floors. And have Papa Cat meet me halfway with my purse. And then the second time, it was with my camera and my gimbal. I'm like, I'm not even getting mad at myself. I'm just like, okay, at least I'm not crying. So, it's just like, okay. So, on the way in, I'm singing Taylor. I'm singing Billy Joel. I sang Lola, which is like one of my favorite songs because, and this is the thing, it's like, they were talking about transgender 30 years ago, 40 years ago. It's one of my favorite songs because it was like, oh my God, he found a nice boy. So I have it live on my Spotify. So I'm singing Lola. Yes, Papa Cat is a keeper. And yes, we do get along as well as we act like online. So, like Xenu Free and hers, where you're talking 5 feet away from each other. Yeah, see? Yeah, hi Kathy Shoggins. Yeah, other moms. I had 2. One, I had a fallout with her daughter. This one, no, never. Her and I didn't speak for 10 years at one point. That's why it's chosen family sort of thing. So her mom, when her sister passed away, I came to the memorial, funeral, whatever it was, and the minute I saw her, I just burst into tears and came up and said mom and gave her a hug. This is that mom. So, it sucks growing up. How about that one? Big breath, big breath. I knew I'd be useless, but I knew that I wanted the therapy, which I call you guys. So it's like, yeah, I'm exploiting you guys right now, but I think for a good reason. I'm afraid to talk to anybody. I would normally get Papa Cat a cookie, but it's like, I have a feeling if I got him a cookie, I'd burst into tears. So I don't have time to do that now. When I get home, hell, the house may be unpacked within the next few days, waiting for something to happen, because unfortunately someone is in denial and it's not me. So, and sometimes I wish I could be in denial. Don't you ever wish that sometimes those of us who are way too, like, forthcoming in everything in our world, don't you wish sometimes you could, yeah, no cookie for Papa Cat. Don't you wish sometimes that you could just join the denial club and hang out there for a little while? So, yeah, yes, last night I did well. Papa Cat went to club. Didn't even faze me. I mean, I was on the, I guess, shock scale, so it didn't even, like I said, I don't remember what I watched, but just went along, did some laundry, gonna fold it when I get home. I'm gonna keep myself busy as I'll get out for the next couple of days, or how long it takes. And keep an eye out on my friend. She doesn't drive, so it's like, I will come and get you. I don't care. No biggie. It's not that far. Yes. So yeah, I figured a lot of people, and this is definitely a never ends like feed today, because it's like I don't think the Scientology people, the second gens, would understand because they barely had their first mom. So so it's like I'm not really picking on the second gens at all ever. I'm slightly worried about Reese, but I know there was even somebody on there that said they lived a half an hour away. I'm like, okay, supposedly he's not there anymore. Okay. But that voice hit the core and I knew what was going on. Not specifics, but the general idea of what's going on because of that voice. And I had to deal with that voice for about a year. So it was even when nothing really super bad was happening, but he let her talk to me because he knew me. So we cheated. And she would call me and we'd hang out on the phone. So that's what I mean. That one just... Of course you don't... Yes, just listen. I in my head I went, you're on my laundry... you're on my laundry listen. So I don't know if I'll be there tonight. It depends on how well I hold up today. I'm very good at stuffing my emotions down my throat and telling them you're too busy. Yes, I know. Isn't that great, Debbie Baker, that Scientology has lost every court case brought before the court? That's awesome. I'm very happy for three-letter acronym and Danny, because, you know, even chipping away doesn't matter what you know, my running joke, I just hate Southern California because I'm a native of Northern California, so meh. His Nile isn't just a river near Cairo. Oh. Thank you guys for putting Carrie Ann's up. And if you're a member, she's having a book club tonight. And no, I'm not love bombing her because I was totally like appreciative yesterday that she had gotten me out of the hole. I'm not going back in the hole where I wasn't really participating except for maybe in the morning. And she teased me and said she'd see me on Monday because she didn't think I'd show up for the book club, the Just Sub book club on Sunday, and I did. And I was telling her thank you yesterday, and it was just like, I'm not love bombing you. I'm just talking the way I do. So, see? Okay, Fuzz, I guess, well, I meant it. I just didn't mean it as a manipulative tool. So, I was teasing myself and saying, this isn't going to be sunflowers. And I think somebody was videoing me from their BMW. How weird. Oh, no, I'm sorry. From their Maserati SUV. If that isn't the stupidest thing I've ever heard of, I don't know what. Every car enthusiast should get, the hell is Maserati doing making an SUV? A Jaguar was bad enough. We used to have one in the commune. I think they sold their place. But I used to laugh every single time because it was a white Maserati SUV. And I'm like, the hell are you doing with that? Talk about a waste. Anyway. Sunflowers and unicorns. Yes, that was yesterday. I was almost like going, I should just change the channel name to Sunflowers and Unicorns. And then today I'm like, I was just going through the motions. Went to my chiropractor, got in the car, forgot everything, had to keep going up to the second floor. My incline walker thing, you know, the one between the steps and the I can't remember what it was called, something in the 80s that you walked on with your legs and your feet. Those things were actually great. But I have one of those in my watch, like, says it, and it was like, I'm not that good. I can now go up and down one floor really easily, but not straight 2 floors. Debbie says, last night was a huge party outside of the Blue Building in LA. Scientology has lost every court case, and the judge handling the case called out the lawyer for the cult for being such a liar. Cool. I'll buy that for $1. See, it's like, I don't have time to be grumpy at anybody. I'm just for that worked. That's awesome. F&A, Bubba. So, and like I said, my therapy chat is helping me today, and hopefully I can just be, that was my, sorry, okay, that was my phone, and so doing the dread check, I guess that's what you can call it, to see who it was that just texted me. So yeah, I figure I'll keep myself busy and I won't climb into a big bowl of kettle corn with caramel corn, which you get at the fair every month. I brought one from my friend / chiropractor because I had to reschedule, and so I brought her a big bag, and they love it. So it's like, yes, I don't use money, I use popcorn. You can, kettle corn will get you far away and good with bribes of don't be mad that I had to cancel. So barbecues and exposed lies, or yeah, good, yay, I'm glad. So no, I'm glad I saw, because I'm still sub to a couple of people down there, and I saw their headlines, and I was like, F&A, Bubba, that's good, I'm glad, because we need to beat those people into the ground through courts if we have to. I don't mean for real. I just have to say that. I don't mean real violence. So, Sadine said, yep, watch some of that too. It was good to see everyone back together, whether we like them or not so much. Yes, that support the group. Always support the group. When it's being positive and in your freaking direction, always support the group. And was it pray to the deities, since I'm not a specific one, pray to the deities that everybody in Florida can be comfortable. Ugh, I'm so paranoid about that too. That's why I have stress rashes. Ah, look. The world is never the same unless there's at least one. I see, it's a fetish. I love watching fire trucks like that, and I get in trouble. I love firemen so much I should be a Dalmatian. Is that bad enough? I think I just saw James Dean walk in civvies. Oh, there's Our Lady. Oh, good, it wasn't her yesterday. I thought it was. There was another lady that walked out. I thought she was just like not with anything, and she was humped over and couldn't walk well. And I was like, can't I just like lay across the bottom of the threshold and go, no, you can't come in. I'll teach you how to be something else and get your life happy. See, sunflowers and unicorns. Yeah, that's why I don't do the big D online. It's like, you know what? Everybody's making a positive influence somewhere. So that's the good part. And thanks to this mishmash of broken people, we can keep an eye on people like Reese to make sure we can do as much as we can. So Debbie said, I've been watching this channel for a few months. I really like the way she expresses herself and tells the truth about what's going on. All of you mods are great. I appreciate you. Thank you. I'm blushing now. Hey, rosacea. Now it's gonna pop up. I can feel it. That's gonna make me cry. I'm glad you've been watching. Yes, I try. That's a running joke now, is I try to make it sunflowers and unicorns. See, I don't even have like it in me to yell at them, or not yell at them, theater voice them. But they all see me, and that's what I say counts, because when they see me, they don't go out proselytizing. So that's a good thing. Of course, they see me, don't see me. I feel like I'm a character in a 70s sitcom who snaps his fingers and says I'm invisible. I've had them walk out over here. I had the guy yesterday just walk right by me, and you know he realizes it at some point. It's like, you wear black. I'm wearing pink today because I'm wearing one of my crazy cat lady shirts for Kamala. So, yeah, a guy named Berkeley Breathed, who had a comic series super popular in the 80s called Bloom County. He took one of his characters, which is Bill the cat. All he says is "ah," and he's crazy. And he made a shirt that has Bill on it, and underneath it says "Lady." I got 2 of them. Couldn't help it. Yeah, I almost actually put. I got. Since the world has been so messed up, I go shopping. Luckily enough, I don't go shopping in the old way. So I was on a purse site and saw a see-through purse and got it. And it was bigger than I thought it was. Totally on sale, clearance, you know, can't return it. I'm like, okay, this is okay, because I was getting it for like baseball games. And I like the see-through. I love acrylic. When they all came out, I wanted every single one of them. And luckily the Papa Cat just let it go. And yeah, see? Bill the cat. We also have a signed silk screen of the Hare Krishna one, because it was a Hare Krishna and Opus, who's the penguin on the comic strip. He goes, would you like to give to the Hare Krishnas? And Opus wasn't getting it. So I think it was a Sunday comic, so it was big back in the day. So 5 panels later, he just goes, shut up and give me your money. And it's signed and says like his name. I got it for his birthday one year. So yeah, because he pretty much, this author went pretty much underground for a while. And it's sort of like Calvin and Hobbes. He quit in his like prime. So it was glad that he was coming back out, because he's funny. He had other comic strips, I guess, that he tried after Bloom County that really didn't get anywhere. But this guy was like totally advanced. Hairy fishnets, yes, that's one of the things he called them. But this strip was totally advanced for its time, because and misogynistic. But the thing that got me was that their computer nerd was a little black boy, because they're all little living in the real world. So, and he was black. He had glasses, total nerd, and he was the computer nerd in the comic strip. And it was like, for someone who grew up in an urban area, that's like the coolest thing on the planet. So that's what made me like him, and I stuck around. Thank you, I'll read it. Debbie said, this is such a beautiful building. You are doing a fantastic job. Your name has been brought up here in LA. We really appreciate you for all the times and videos you share with us. LA loves you. Thank you. But I'm also born in Northern California, and we always say if we had half the chance, we'd make LA Southern California and we'd be Northern California. It's a seed from each other. So we've been mad. Hollywood started in a place called Niles, and it's up here near about 40 miles away from San Francisco. And at one point, they all picked up, this was, I think, still in the silent area, and moved to Hollywood. And that was at the beginning of hate LA, forget LA, blah, 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 because they stole the movie business from us. But we always tease and say we're getting back because we make them pay for our water. So you see the movie Chinatown, it's actually got it's based on like some true stuff. So, but because of the building development and buying up the groves and stealing water and stuff like that, so it's like, no, it's not a real dislike of Southern California. It's the Northern California versus the Southern California. And my BFF is actually from Southern California, so there are times she'll say something and I'm like, LA, and she'll say something. I'll say something and she just looks at me like, mm-hmm. So it's just something you're born with. So yes, I love LA too. I've been watching Confident Chris forever. I haven't been watching him lately, but that's because he's a little too slow for me. I've been getting over my COVID and getting a little more bouncy. So I haven't been really watching him a lot, but when he was showing the crack in the building, and it's like, hasn't somebody called a building inspector? You know, one of you guys can call them for them to come out, because the minute they find out because those cracks are from the earthquake. The minute they find out it's not earthquake safe, they'll make everybody leave. Make them leave. They will barely leave with the stuff on their back. What the hell is that? Oh my God. If you could see, Carrie Ann, there's a hairy hot dog walking across the street. And he's like light brown, red hair, head or something. So someone called Orion. Look at this, it's perfect. Somebody called Orion, Carrie Ann's dog, a furry hot dog. And I'm sorry I just gave you everybody vertigo. Papa Cat's the one that tells me. It's like, Oliver, yes. Oliver was the nerdy computer kid. And he was black. And it was awesome. Because it don't happen like that, especially in the 80s. So, it was controversial. Oh, cool. Thank you, Fuzz, for putting up Chris's, commented Chris's link. Yes, Audit LA has been bringing the fracture at council meetings. It does nothing. Really? If that thing falls at the next earthquake, there are going to be people in the rubble. Seriously, call or even go by a firehouse. This is what I've threatened them with, because I've worked at a club that a fire inspector came to like see a band or something one night and freaked out because the back door had 2 garbage cans in front of it. And it was just like a, you know, just literally like, oh, I'm going to drop these off for a second. And he bugged us for a year. I mean, he would show up out of the middle of nowhere. This guy had his jollies with being a building inspector. So it's like, maybe try the building inspectors. I threatened Scientology with them. That's why they don't lock both of the doors anymore. Or the back door, I found out where their other back door was. Because, you know, nicknames, James Dean and Alfred Hitchcock. They were doing some audit stuff in the front. And they came out of the back door that I knew nothing about. Because I was constantly telling them they better unlock that door. Because there's no other exit. And it's a fire exit. And I know this way too well. And then I saw that. I'm sure they got in trouble for it. Because I never knew about that back door until only like a month ago. And I've been doing this for, what, 7 months now. So they've probably gotten a lot of trouble. Yeah, that's the weird one, Adam. Scientology blocked the fire lanes on LRH Way, also no action. That's weird. It's like, is the head of their administrative Scientologist? I'm trying to think. It's like, because the news after the election, seriously, after the election, send stuff into your local news stations, because when she wins, there will be nothing to talk about, because hopefully the orange one will tuck his tail between his legs and disappear in a puff of logic. You know, maybe that's what he has the Scotland, like, golf course for, that he can go there. Not that the Scots are going to keep him. They'll kick him out too. But it's going to be, and that's what I threatened these guys with. I'm like, you know, it's going to be slow news after this. And they will be happy if they can stir up some you know, nice people watching stuff. So after the election, when we have that dead zone, everybody in LA should write all of the news stations and see if anybody bites. And also the very popular news YouTube people, you know, someone, because that's all it takes is the one person to get in, and then, yeah, the blocked street that's public is bizarre. LA has been known, and even in Chinatown, they have been known for being corrupt as hell. And the weird part is they think it doesn't matter that they're corrupt as hell. And that's because of the sane washing we've been going through. This is what I think it's Midas Touch was the one talking about it. And there's even one that was like traditionally a Republican side that's been all over on the other side. It's been so bizarre. It's like, once the election's over, I'm probably going to go, half of these people that I subscribe to, I'm probably going to go, what the hell? Because it'll be back to the usual stuff. But yeah, something like that, dead air, they can't stand it. It's, they haven't been putting out as much stuff because it's the same old thing with the orange one. And Kamala just keeps looking better and better and better. So it's like, people don't want good. People want bad, unfortunately. So, hold on. Blame Aaron. Dead air is Aaron's fault. I keep forgetting I want to call it Aaron Air because he's the one who doesn't like dead air. But yeah, that's been one of my like theories, is that when it gets dead, they'll go for anything. So taking a picture of that big crack, or both of them, and sending it into everywhere you guys could think of with whoever can write really well, get them to write like, you know, emails to these people, and they'll buy it. I mean, hell, when the pyramid opened again, because a developer who likes, what do they call them? I can't remember what he called them, but there's a name for like these types of buildings. He buys them. He owns the Gherkin in England, and it's like he's got one in Abu Dhabi. I can't even say it right now. But yeah, he buys these buildings and does things. Well, he did it to this building. It just opened up, reopened again after they've been working on it forever. And every single news station came for it. And it was like, I didn't even think, because growing up, a lot of people didn't like the pyramid. It's officially the Transamerica Pyramid. It's sort of like the Chrysler Building. And it was like, everybody was there. It was so bizarre. And that's when I came up with the idea of, after the election, when it's dead, come and, you know, turn this building in for things like all of that stuff around the casings. And, you know, figure I'd just get around that, because I have a theory too. Thank you, Fuzz, for putting up Midas Touch. They're fun. They talk about, they have a really long commercial in the middle that they do, and it takes 8 clicks, so whatever, 10 seconds, I guess. And they want their numbers higher. So it's typical like boy thing, but they're really interesting. But yeah, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, I swear. I also have a feeling that the developer offered to make this place look better, and they said no, because since this is the original Transamerica building, wouldn't you think that the person from that building who's just bought it, refurbished it, and reselling it back out, not reselling the whole thing, but, you know, selling offices now, leasing offices, wouldn't he want this building to be beautiful? So I have a feeling he offered to fix it and they said no. So the bozos that they are. And 2 of those windows have been replaced. I showed them yesterday. So, and it's in the worst casing. So I told them, I said, they better not fall on people. So remember, it was an accident, Debbie. Handling all of the case for the cult, he's now in trouble and court be facing disbarment. Moxon has been a lawyer for the cult for the past 30 years. His daughter was in the cult and killed herself. I meant enlivened herself. Yeah, no, it's listed as an accident, and everybody says, how could it be an accident? When you lift the manhole cover and dive in or touch the wire, that's going to enliven you. Accident. So, yeah, he was the one who also said that they can't have YouTube, which was just like, oh my God, you said that and they recorded it. You're such a doofus, because it's now something we legitimately can say. And when I say things like, you know, if you ever want to find out anything on the internet that you're not necessarily allowed to. You can go to the main library here. Don't wear any of the clothes you wear here. Go to the main library and use the computers there and look up stuff that they have told you is fake, and you can find out if it's fake or not. And it can start you leaving if you want to. There's even private Scientology where you don't even have to be in real Scientology to do it. So you go to the library, you look up on the computer, and then when you're done looking, you go into settings, history, clear that, cache, clear that, and then you have no footprint. So you can actually go find out what's going on without anybody knowing. Because I've heard you guys can't do YouTube. That's what your lawyer in LA said. So there we go. At least I got to them once or twice now. So yeah. And this is helping. Even though I have to go back into the real world eventually, I'll just sing Taylor Swift all the way home. It's getting to the point where I can actually sing. Yeah, she's looking, but most of the youngins nowadays actually go in and come back out laughing most of the time. And I have to say, I didn't do this. So, because Stanford, I guess Rush Week was having a scavenger hunt where they had to like go into a Scientology building. I guess somebody likes watching us. So, because the first time it happened early summer, I freaked out, and then it kept happening, and I'm like, and they're just like, oh, I know, I just wanted to see inside. I'm like, but you'll never come out. No. Oh yeah, we will. Oh yeah, they will. It's funny. A couple even stayed for like, I guess up to the Dianetics book, and they came out. I was like, can I have that? So I have the Way to Happiness. And they were like, oh heck no, I wasn't going. I just wanted to see. I was like, the younger group nowadays really means it. They're not easily convinced. It's like, wow, I love the kids nowadays. And I mean like high school, college. Because when they say it's not going to affect them, they mean it. I love it. So, yeah, today has been weird. Or yesterday was weird. Yesterday was weird. Oh my God. And it's probably going to keep getting weirder. I'll put it on the community page when I'm not going to come in. It'll happen soon, I'm unfortunately sure. Generation Sus. Yes, Fuzz. That could actually, it should be called that. Because it's like, I guess when you're playing videos online and the person turns on you, you learn from a young age, don't trust anybody. Oh my God. But they sound normal otherwise. Most of them haven't. The little skateboard guys who come by don't really know who Cairo is. Occasionally some guy does know, and then I can tell them what's going on, that he's branch manager. But a lot of them don't. And so I'm like, wow, maybe he wasn't as popular as he thought he was. Because San Francisco is not a big skateboard place. The police don't like skateboarders, no matter what anybody says. They don't. That's why everything has those skateboard metal things on all of the cement, like benches and stuff. They have those cement things that go around everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. You can't cuddle in a tourist area in San Francisco if you wanted to. So, oh, I'm sure he does. And we don't call him Little Davy. We have a person who's height disadvantaged here, so we don't use the phrase. They've asked us, so it's not like trying to be PC. The person who is asked us, and so we don't. But yeah, no, I'm sure he does. I mean, who the hell? It also shows that they're losing money. So, because otherwise they wouldn't have him doing it, because he's rotten at it. So these were supposed to be cases that were small and not, and they probably would expect it to go on for years. So that's what they used to do. You know, people would stop worrying or doing it because they'd run out of lawyer money, basically. And it's like they fast track nowadays. I'm sure they didn't expect that, and they don't fall for the same stuff they used to. Yes, Baby Davy works. Or like I said, Lord God King Bufu. That's what I call him. And I call Cairo Baby Bufu, just in case he is going to be. Hello, No Face. I'm glad you're here. Just in case he's, because the rumor is that he's going to be going to LA one of these days and take over, because it came up because Scientology has been putting inquiries in about 400-acre plot with a house. I don't know. If there's a house, I'll tear it down and build something new. Right near Sandhill. I keep wanting to call it Sandhill. Is that what it is? In England. So people are thinking that Lord God King Bufu is going to retire and go there. He has been doing it for 30 years. So, you know, that way he can take his hair off and have a good time, in my opinion. Yeah, when I have my controversy hat on, I think he takes off a wig and goes and hangs out normally, because he would not look the same if he took his hair off at all. And of course it can't be real, because that is just way too heavy hair for a white guy. He has too much hair for his ethnicity. Unlike my ethnicity, being Native, my brother has that head of hair at the same age. But that's just because we don't lose our hair. Oh, thank you, Debbie Baker. That is very sweet. You rock. Oh, I finally get to see him. I couldn't. Hey, it showed up on my. Oh my God! It showed up on my Prism. Oh. I know they did an update. Maybe they're starting to show them now. That's why I have both of them. Besides the fact that I can't turn it any other color but white. That is really sweet. I love the thumbs up. In the hat backwards. So yeah, that's where the rumor started that Cairo was going to be Baby Bufu, because they figured that the old guy, he is now, wants to stop and move, and that's why they're submitting or they're buying or something about a 400-acre plot estate. I bet you if the house isn't nice, they'll just tear it down and build them a new one. So, and Fuzz said, "Oh, thank you so much for the super sticker, Debbie." Thank you. Yes, thank you. But yeah, if they're using Moxon for what they think was simple cases, you know, TROs and things like that, that means they can't afford to have anybody better for the smaller cases. So keep up the good work you have. Great mods. I wish all of you a great day. Thank you, Debbie. Yes, you too. Cairo was out of touch with everybody for 2 years while he was doing his special training, so a lot of the younger skaters do not know him. Hi. Yes, Kathy. Yeah, and he folded up his indoor skate park overnight. He ghosted his own employees, and one was over here on a work visa from England. So yeah, he's a scuzzball. And the fact that his Braille skateboarding was working with help from Lighthouse for the Blind. So the indoor skate park might have been actually for sight disadvantaged people, which really just gets me. I've had 2 sight disadvantaged people in my life, and it's not fun, to say the least. So my brother-in-law wasn't, my in-laws groomed me to be an explainer, because not everybody, we all went around in a group and not everybody would be sitting next to him that could tell him what was going on. They sat me next to him one time for a movie, and I told him about the movie, and it was like, oh, I get it. And he just sort of smiled afterwards, because I said, oh, I get it. And he was like, yeah, because I didn't treat him really as sight disadvantaged, and it was like, oh, I'm such a dork. So have a good day, Debbie. Yes. So yeah, it ticked me off, because I looked it up to see if it was with Lighthouse for the Blind, the Braille skateboard thing, and it was. So it's like, so he probably took his indoor skate park, which didn't look huge, because it was in a warehouse, away from blind people. So now they have no place to skateboard up here because the hills weren't big. You could probably fall and not hurt yourself. Hence the sight disadvantage. So it was like, he's such a scumball to me. So when people ask, do you see Cairo? I'm like, yeah, and ugh. That's pretty much my reaction. So, and unfortunately for him, I can see him from a mile away because he's got an athletic build, and my oldest brother had an athletic build because he used to teach skiing on the season in Aspen. So he once complained about 4% body fat. So Cairo has that frame. So it's easy to see him when he comes out or mulls around or walks in from somewhere. I think he's hiding his car now. There are these 4 lots that you can pay to get into around here, because I used to do that when I first started, before I realized I could park, that it wasn't. I don't know though. I'm thinking that now that Salesforce has to have a mandatory 4 days, that they may be parking around here and walking, which is possible, because you've got an app that you can use to park, that you have to use to park basically, and I'm sure they have to hack for it. So most of tourist areas and busy areas in San Francisco are changing to that. So yeah, it's getting a little harder to park around here. So he's probably parking in one of the garages, and of course they're going to pay for it, because why? Because he's the next baby Boo-Foo. And the Thursdays I've seen here, when I'm late, nobody seems upset, and nobody comes in here. So they're not making a ton of money here. They're just setting him up, and I say, when he leaves, you guys are screwed, because he's going to leave you guys on the lurch, because he doesn't care about that either. So, and I just think it's horrible, because his people kept his place running for the 2 years he was ghosting everybody. So, nope. They need an update. The Waymo doesn't know what it's doing. Okay, I keep an eye on them, because when I first started, okay, so now there's going to be a train of them. When I first came here, they were infamous for like curbing. You'd see a Waymo on the curb. And I got the app for it, and I want to go on one. So, and we figured that we might do it on, in Classic. It's cold here. Yeah, the wind is finally cold. And it's supposed to be foggy and or cloudy Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. All of that beautiful weather is wasted before Fleet Week. So I'm going to be hearing the Blue Angels, but not seeing them. But we figured that we should be taking the ferry, so that might actually be a real number. Sorry, I just swear to God, that guy just spit in my direction. That's creepy. In his cities, I bet. So we take the ferry over, and then I was joking about getting a Waymo over to here. So, not that we can't walk, but I want to do a Waymo. Oh, hi, J-Bat. Sorry, I was babbling. Okay, Debbie, she's explaining about her Cash App. The reason I read everything is so sighted and disadvantaged people can hear the chat. So that's why I repeat the chat. Is that a puppy or is that a American? I think it might be a puppy. Wow. That was really cool. And I have a dog thing too, Debbie. Yes, and I noticed nobody's gotten me a Rick James emote yet. I know it's gotta be hard. Because I've been calling these guys freaks, and then all of a sudden it hit my head and went super freak, and now I want to wish Rick James. But yeah, that's why I read the chats out. I engage with everybody for the whole chat, but I read them out too, just in case one of these days someone side disadvantages finds me, and at least I know better. I can talk, explain things. So, yeah. So one was my brother-in-law, and the other one was a friend of mine in school. She got some kind of virus and literally went completely blind over the summer between 6th and 7th grade. And she was going to a public school. She had an assistant with her most of the time, but when she didn't, I would help her for the class we were in, geography class. So, because I knew her because her grandfather was 2 doors down from my house. So I had seen her when she had her sight, and it was like when I saw her in 7th grade, I'm like, what? And I tried not to say it, and she goes, I know. And she explained what it was. So, yeah, I've had a thing for disabled people too, because the cutest boy in our school was deaf in junior high, but he would only date girls who spoke ASL or were deaf. We all tried to learn ASL. It's hilarious. So, you made them? You made Rick James ones? You made the other ones. I know. I keep telling Papa Cat, J-Bet made us those. And he's like, I took 3 or something like that. It was funny. So, what am I? Let's see. Oh, snap. Ew. Ambulance. That's the one I don't like going by. Brave Frog. That's loud. Wow. Sorry, maybe I can drown out my background noise canceling thing works really well. Hopefully it could work that well. Yes, and everybody thought I rambled on for a reason. No, I ramble on so people can listen. Who can't listen? Oh my God. Which mod, J-Bet? You mean the husband mod? Or the Aquarian who can find anything at the drop of a hat mod? Or the mod, the sweetheart mod who's in Portland? I do need to get one more mod, people. We got to figure this out, seriously. I mean, it's like, I am so dreading that because I can't rely on the 3 of you. You guys have lives, and lives interact. And it's like, I need a 3rd one. And I'm just trying to figure out, how the hell do I do that? Because it's hard. So, the pink one. Oh, the pink one. Hey, Papa Cat, look that up. Give him something to do while he's working. Actually, I think he might be in a meeting right now. So, yeah, today's working from home, but he keeps it on he keeps it on his DJ laptop. Me, so he can at least hear me and look over when he needs to. But, they're an all-inclusive, or not all-inclusive, what I call them. They're one of those companies that does charity and does like bowling lunch and things like that. So it's like, so they have lots of meetings, which is good, I guess. I think I probably want meetings when I was working in places that I need to more often. The 80s and 90s, and even the early aughts, were big into meetings. So I think it was probably the millennials who they realized were very attached, so they had to have meetings to go knock, knock, knock. No, we mean it. The ghosts are a little happy today, which is nice. I was worried about that. It's like, how do you block a vent? Because it's not from the doors. The back doors are sealed shut, practically. So I figured that the wind was coming from a vent in the building, because it'd make these guys act a lot more active. That's how I knew one of the doors was closed. Kathy Shoggin says, I haven't been to Fleet Week in quite a few years now. Pep boy, did I used to have some good times back in the day at Fleet Week. We did too. I did it at least once, where we all went to Fleet Week and flirted with the boys, but it was totally mean. We'd get the drink and then ignore them. So I liked messing with them. I've only dated one military guy in my life, and he was in the Coast Guard. Cool part was that he got stationed in Antarctica once, and so I was talking to him from Antarctica. That was so neat. But yeah, no, you either like it or you hate it. My friend this morning was like, Fleet Week. Ugh. She does a lot of weddings, so she's like, open air weddings during Fleet Week. And I'm like, but I love Fleet Week.
I know, right?
I might even work it next year. She said that they call her up to do stuff, and she doesn't. I don't blame her. People are really for or against Fleet Week. I love it because the Angels used to be here. And so I would see and hear it all the time. And we had 5 major bases here. So you saw jets from everybody here. God, I wonder where the Angels were. They'd have to be where I live. The naval base in Alameda that's now closed. So yeah, they developed, they're still working on developing it, but they've developed part of it. And so now I tease and say that we live on a super fun cleanup site, which it really was. Needs to make up a special Fleet Week drink. Yes, if he's still here, Sean, I need a mix-up special Fleet Week drink. I wonder if anybody else calls him Sean. It's like, oh my God, they probably, Sean is not his real name. It might not have gotten to them, believe it or not. I had a couple the other day on carry-ons that didn't get through. So it could be YouTube. Somebody was asking about a text or about a comment. So it's very possible. So Debbie, I'm sure it was a, yeah, see? I actually knew something like that was happening because I did too on Carrie Ann's stream on Sunday, and they were completely, I would say one was maybe censored because I said he'd cut off his right arm, or he cut off his arm, then rather do that because they were talking about him teaching us how to do OSB, I think, and that one didn't go through, and I went, okay. But there was one before that was completely calm that didn't go through, and it was like, I think it's just a bug with, it must be YouTube update week. Believe it or not, they will do updates, and they do have problems. Whenever there was a major problem going on, you could pretty much guarantee that it was, let's fix the system week. It usually takes about 4 or 5 days. And doing all the catching up and updating stuff, and then it crashes. Then you're like, oh my God. And then, so yeah, they're probably doing that. Yeah, because Fess just said she didn't see one. So, but from mine on Sunday, I spun out, that's what I call it, the little thing in the middle spins, up the street where I shouldn't have. It's probably YouTube's fix week, which is what they do after. They try to get it at a dead time. And this would necessarily be a dead time if it wasn't for the election. But in a weird way, that's good, because that means that there's not enough traffic to bother them. Which means that she's going to win. Shush, I know. So that could be what's going on. Yeah, I found that from basically the back door. The family member who's a network engineer and has been one his whole life, basically, is the one who used to tell me, because he'd have to go, I'm doing this week, I can't talk to anybody. So, I know, I don't even know why they just don't even mention it too. It's update week. I don't know, maybe their security goes down or something, which is possible when they're doing, you know, the fix, and they don't have their security up all the way. So, and the weird thing is, enough techies would know at this point. Yeah, that's why I said on Sunday, 2 of them didn't get through, and I didn't even bother because I just figured they really didn't get through. So, Carrie Ann said sometimes YouTube deletes messages before the mods even see them, which is more than likely. And like I said, because for some reason, they don't do updates in January when they're supposed to. There might be companies that do it now because they realize that January is the ultimate dead month. Oh, that's interesting. He's in a real suit too. Huh. Ooh, I have a busy week now, don't I? Because he probably didn't see me. That's interesting. I think it's like, and that was a real suit, and he just walked in like he knew what he was doing. Maybe they're getting ready to ship baby Bufu down south already? That would be fast. You figured they'd keep him here for a year unless I'm bugging them enough, because somebody said the bluebacks are Sea Org. So there was one today, the one who saw me today when I was getting out of the car, because it's not very easy to get out of the car with all of this stuff. And I know she saw me because she did the immediate head turn. I was staring straight at her. And so maybe they're getting him ready. I was calling the blue vest people the beautiful people, because they are. They're typical Sea Org. They're gorgeous. They're thin. They're, you know, they look like they're from LA, basically. That was a joke too with Northern Californians. Oh, they're from LA. They're perfect. So that's interesting. And he might have gotten out of a Waymo. Now we have something to watch. Fleet Week and these guys. Yeah, you'll see me turning the camera up to the sky to go, look, there they are, a little bit. Whee! Oh my God, really, Kathy? My dad worked at the Naval Air Station base in Alameda for 34 years. That is awesome. Ooh, he is somebody. Ooh, and he's doing the walk. And I don't know what they're up to. Whoops. I just have to lean here like I have them. My legs are crossed the whole 9 yards. So yay, Kathy. Yeah, when all the bougie people talk about Alameda, because all of that is like new development, like the past 10 or 15 years, and it's all nice and bougie. It's the joke of us is that we're bougie by accident. I tell people, I'm like, no. This area was not bougie all the time. It was not as high priced as you think it was, because Webster had the host roll on it. I don't know what he was up to. The police guy. Where did they go? Oh, they're right there. Do you see them? They're talking about something. Oop, he saw me. Bummer. Yes, appreciate your family service. And that's probably why I love the Blue Angels. Let's see. Uncle Air Force, Uncle Navy, Uncle Navy, Cousin Marine, Uncle Coast Guard, let's see. And the Cousin Marine got messed up in Kosovo. It was horrible there. So yeah, military family all the way. I wanted to go to West Point when I was a kid before I turned into a tree hugger. So very much military in my world. Oh, Debbie, don't worry about it. Don't freak out. It's just that it probably got just deleted at YouTube. We don't play the game. So it probably just had a glitch. We definitely don't play the, we didn't see it, the game. So don't worry about it, Deb. And I'm sorry, I'm calling you Deb because I have a family member named Debbie. So sorry. That and I ferociously shorten everybody's name. So don't worry. It just, like I said, update week. So yeah, keep that in mind when you like go on somebody else's stream too and things don't go through. So yeah, I wouldn't expect you to be rude. Fuzz said, I wouldn't think you would be rude. Be YouTubing again today. Yeah, I didn't think so either. You had two, your texts are fine. Your chat's fine. That's why it was like, oh God. Oh no, for once. Thank God it wasn't a homeless person yelling. It was somebody having fun on their bike. So, oh, he's talking loud enough that I can hear him, but I can't because it's windy. Yeah, that's why I said, it's update week.
To that point, it's rough sidewalk.
I don't think he's. Actually, I don't think he's Sio. I think he's talking loud enough for me to hear him. I think it's somebody who's renovating or doing the outside. They finally listen to me. Yeah, that's one of the things we don't do here. We don't do the, oh, I didn't see it. We're very straightforward if we have to silence somebody. I wish I could get closer. Oh, okay. Yay, cool. Yeah, see? See, Carrie Ann, I'm not going to see him when I'm not talking. Dio is a fraud, said. You've been shaming them for months. It's about time. Well, that would explain why he's got a good suit on. Because I'm just like, why has he got a good suit on? I have a suit fetish. I think he's a plumber. Or, you know, the head of a... Because they're talking about water. Ooh, so their plumbing's screwed up too. Wow. No, it's not a whale. He's talking loud enough for me to hear him. Yeah, he's doing that on purpose. He doesn't need to talk that loud. But yeah, he sounds like he's doing plumbing. Ah. Okay. Cool, Deb. I saw a Cash App one and I didn't read it because you said, you know, your grandkids. I'm the one who would not read something like that. So it did go through. Like I said, I think the guy's yelling at her on purpose. I don't know, but he was talking about fire. Weirdly enough, he was going to be here. I've already been on for an hour and a half. Oh my God. If he was going to be here when I left, he probably would let me talk to him too. But yeah. Yeah, he was talking about hooking into the fire hydrant. So, ooh, maybe it's their sprinkler system, or maybe they have to get a sprinkler system. A lot of these buildings grandfathered in, but there might be something new in San Francisco. Because you know this place doesn't have a sprinkler system. Or didn't when it was built. It might now. Let's see. Do we see anything through there? Because he said fire hydrant. So I would expect fire sprinkler system. Ooh, might have to come here at night and look. Ooh, that's going to be interesting. Yeah, he's doing something I don't even know about. Could it be them that was causing the smell? There have been a couple of really nasty smells here. Whoops, sorry guys. Oh yeah, because I'm zoomed. I'm sorry, I just gave everybody's going to have a barf bag. So yeah, maybe it's something, couldn't lean on my lamppost because it smelled from the sewer. And I thought it was just weird. We haven't had the sewer smelling this far in, I guess you'd say. And so that's why it was just like, so maybe it's that. No, it's not. It's not plans to pressure wash. Nope. But he did talk really loud so I could hear him. So Kathy said my family had every branch of the military covered at one time or another. And now my godson is in the Navy on a submarine somewhere. We are not sure where. Of course not. They're not going to tell you the submarine. Yep. My dad comes from a 3-letter acronym. I don't know what he did for a living. Let's just put it that way. So definitely know that part. So yeah, we, best friend's son, or someone I grew up with, son, Army, So the only thing we're missing is the Air Force. Yeah, that was the thing. It was like nobody was in the Air Force. Army, Navy, Marines, Coast Guard. So, and unfortunately, I have another family member who did officer candidate school at the place back east that everybody's dying of cancer of now. And yes, he's had cancer twice. So, because OCS back then, they basically threw you in the swamp and you had to like live there for a week when you were doing that because the Marines are nuts. Yeah, see, Fuzz said her stepson was a submariner. So that's cool. And yeah, I must know what I'm doing because I said it correctly. My dad retired from the Air Force. Me and my brothers were, oh my God. Yes, DOA is a fraud. Oh, I'm sure you guys were Air Force brats. So, yes, appreciate your family service. Yes, I am such the like backer up of the military because I was in it, grew up in it, or grew up with my family. My best friend's mom was a Army. Her husband died when he was in the Army, so we got to go everywhere on base because she was a legacy. So I wussed out. I couldn't ask him. Damn. If I just had bigger ovaries, I'd ask him. But he smiled. So, yeah, so everybody who's had family in the service, I totally think you guys are great. And the only thing I'm mad about the service right now is when my dad passes, he wants to go back to Portland. Which means I have to go up there to visit him. But he's going to get into, because unfortunately, around here, the only people who get to get over here or in Daily Colma, the National Cemetery there are officers, big officers. So if you're not a big officer, and I mean like Colonel, General, things like that, you have to go to where the least filled up was. And my uncle, who was, I keep forgetting my uncle was in something. He's in like Modesto or Central Valley even. That's where the room is. And if your parent or if your service person wants to be buried at a national cemetery or military cemetery, you have to acknowledge it. My dad wants to go to Portland because he also said, since he's my dad, that if he's in Portland and I'll visit my family more. I'm like, you're not going to die. So, yeah, he smiled. He's not a silent too. I still want to ask him. He's back close to me again. I gotta go. It's almost 1:30 and I want to get a cookie before I start feeling like I want to cry again. So, because nothing has popped up as far as I know. Nope, just my security cameras. I have them notifying us ever since I started doing this. So the front one and the back one, I get notifications for, and we're putting one up on the 3rd floor, so I'll get notifications for that. Tech heads. Yes, welcome to tech school. See? Plumbing. He's looking at the sewer here. So, he's not from here, obviously. I mean, Scientology world. He's probably San Francisco or something, big shot. So, that would be a good thing. Could you picture them calling the cops on me if they started doing some major work around here? Because that's what they're hoping, that I'll go away. If they start doing the jackhammering thing because of its sewer, they probably won't even be able to do it for 6 months. Let's just put it that way. They got to get the permits first. And unless this guy is really big into the city, they won't. So it may be another 6 months before they start doing anything. So it looks like, just from the way he sounds in the pictures he's taking, it sounds like it might have to go across the street. And this is Columbus. This isn't a street you go through. So this isn't easy, and I wouldn't expect them ever doing such a major job. So they might be keeping Bufu here a little bit, baby Bufu, or they're going to use this as a highlight org, which will be interesting. Little me here in a highlight org, just sitting here talking about, freaking Scientology. So, okay, guys, I'm going to go. My wrist hurts. I'm just a bundle of nerves. It's like almost a wasted chiropractic, but she fixed my shoulder. My shoulder was almost up at my head, and I didn't realize it. So, Fuds, do we have anybody, or is it a viewer's choice? One of these days, there'll be a moose and squirrel on the top of that, and the unicorn jumping past. So, where are we going? Oh, to my usual one. He's getting to be my usual one. Cubs Champion 16. Thank you, everybody. Hit the like button. Become a subscriber. Distracted by the... Oh, not a big one. It's a little one. And if you want to become a member, the name Misty is not a girl. I thought of it when I made that level for play Misty for me. So, okay, guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Ciao, Bellas.